Well, true crime material for Sight World of YouTube. Out you here, dipshit here, dumb shit here, bumful here, yes. Whatever you want to call me. Crazy, whacked out, stooge, nut, flake, freak. I'm here tonight to finish the story of a goddamn phone misfunction. I don't know what the hell happened the other day, but seems like my phone cut out on a video I was making. And I was at the part in the story of a guy who used to help my father look for Native American artifacts throughout the air, Shirley, Harvard, Littleton area. I left off saying about the guy coming into the house with a bag. And while he was screaming through the house and everything, come on, getting my father's attention about, hey, Arthur, I found something, Arthur, worth a lot of money. He thought he was going to get a lot of money for this. He walked into the house. My father brought him into the kitchen. I was sitting on the couch watching TV. And he brought him in the kitchen. I heard the bag get put on the table. Then I hear my father like, oh, Jesus Christ, ah! He's saying like, what the hell? And he slapped, you could hear him slap his forehead. And I was like, damn. Curious. Wondering what the hell he was yelling about. Happened to turn around and looked around the corner. And to my surprise, see him for the first time in my life. When I was about 6, 8 years old, like I said. No, 6 or 7. And my friggin' eyes bugged out of my head. And in the bag was pulled out. And I do not believe that the future nosebleed that I speak of at the 1986 tour of Ozzy Osbourne had anything to do with this. But I do believe that this being in the hearse at the time maybe sparked what was in the hearse and made made that nosebleed occur. And whatever it woke up in the hearse. Because I tell you right now, due to the simple fact that when I saw this human skull, and it's not clarified if it was Native American or not, still to this day I don't know. I ask my father about it sometimes, and he tells me the story, but he don't remember. But I want to say honestly that this guy swore up and down that he dug up a friggin' native grave. And I don't think he did it on purpose, mind you. But wherever he was digging, he came across it. And that's what happened. I do believe the guy used a metal detector too, but my father kept telling him, I don't think this is going to be worth money. Because the guy, like I said, being mentally challenged at the time, didn't understand that. I mean, it's not funny, but just to think that he kept saying, oh, we're going to get money for it. The guy meant well. He was the nicest guy. I mean, but, yeah, he just didn't understand what he had done. And For that being said, the skull, he kept coming back every so often. I mean, to ask my father if he ever got money for it, he had to tell him, no, I couldn't do that. He always had to tell him, I couldn't do that. But around the time after he left, say a week went by, my brothers got a hold of the skull, and I found the hiding spot where they hid it. My father hid it. And lo and behold, it was on a shelf over a set of stairs that used to run to the basement. And in the basement, 2 sets of stairs, because this place I lived in was like a townhouse, but all connected through the cellar. So my mother was over there visiting or helping the elderly lady next door, because she was an older lady and she needed a little help here and there. And she called me over to help with something. I had to move something with her. And I looked up and I seen the bag, and I was thinking, ooh. Like I said, when my friggin' eyes saw that skull, man, that was the first time in my damn life that I was like, wow. And what had happened too was I got a hold of it, and it just, I don't know, something about it amazed me. And I didn't disrespect the skull or nothing. I mean, when I sat there for like 2 hours one night, because I used to sometimes take it out and just observe it. And, I just kept looking at it. I almost got my ass whooped by my mother, though, one night. She come home through the front door, and I was sitting at the kitchen table just looking at it. And I never had a nosebleed from that skull, or say so the spirit that might have been near it, or wherever it came from. Because like I said, you never know. Finding, a skull out in the friggin' woods somewhere, Native Americans, if they died and they were too far from their camp, other natives would bury them there and make it a spot where if everybody would pass it, Native Americans, they'd stop and pay their respects there. But, it was just like, wow, I couldn't believe. And that's what my fascination with human skulls, man. I just love them. Because I held one. Hey, I wasn't, I wouldn't go dig up a grave and, have one to keep or do something stupid. But like I said, this was an innocent mistake. The guy just, being 6 years old, around there, 7, damn well I wasn't getting no information or hearing anything about. After that, I heard nothing of that. I'm sure my father went back to that spot, but he kept the skull for some reason, because probably in fear that he would have get, in trouble for it. So, I don't know. But by 1986, yep, that thing was, just sat in a paper bag. And somehow my older brother got a hold of it and put it in the hearse. Right in the window to the front seat to the back. And when we pulled up, man, the friggin' guy came up to grab the tickets. Yeah, park over there. He's looking, he's like, then he looks inside, he sees the fucking skull head. My head was on the side of it because I had to sit in the back, And I was looking out the window like, yeah, I'm at the concert. And the guy's looking in at me like, and then the skull head like, what the hell? And then I heard him as we were driving, but they got a skull head in the window there. Like, what? They're all freaking out, right? And to me, I just never took any notice of that being wrong, I was young. But like I said, an innocent mistake. But why it wasn't put back, like I said, my father probably thought he'd get in friggin' trouble, so he just kept and held on to it. And then he ended up getting rid of it after that concert because of my stupid brother doing what he did. bringing it out in public. I'm sure the people thought it could have been fake, but yeah. But yeah, it was nuts. And I mean, my father might have kicked himself in the ass too, helping, having that guy help him, but I don't think he ever helped him again, so he knew he made a mistake. It was all an honest mistake. The guy was looking for artifacts come across the skull. So yeah, Native Americans are known to be buried and moved, or you can't help a Native American friggin' body being anywhere through this the past and of time. But I think if you stumble upon something like that, just being out in the woods, and people have done that, hey, but innocent mistake. This is all it was. But like I say, for that to be said, and that thing was in the, whatever was in that hearse, I think it might have stirred something up. And then I came home with a nosebleed. Then again, who knows? Maybe it was the skull, because it was in a, in an awkward place, maybe the spirit. But whatever it may be, I tell you, these were the only really 2 times that I really got a nosebleed in the hearse, and now at that friggin' hill up there in Swampscott. And I mean, I never had a nosebleed like that happen, ever. The only time I really had a nosebleed, right, like I said, when I got sucker punched by some punk kid that just, turned around like he was gonna walk away. I said, yeah, you better walk away. And then I turned around, and he said, what? And I turned around, boom! And I was young then, too. Didn't really know how to fight. I learned my lessons in life, but now that this has happened, though, and I'm thinking, damn, 2 times in my life I've had just a nosebleed, poof. And when that happened, and now that I'm starting to go back in my past and look into the stuff that used to happen to me as a kid, just like when I picked up in that dream, someone drowned in my backyard, and someone really did drown in that backyard, right? So something was there that night, and I want to say it could have been evil. So it made its little mark on me. That's what I'm going with. But like I say, I don't know. I don't think that skull had anything with my first nosebleed. I think it was the hearse. And what was ever in that hearse, that skull just sparked it up. Because I never had a nosebleed when I was a kid, when I was handling it, mind you. And like I say, that was like, I don't know, one of the coolest things I can say I did. But now that I'm older, so I just hope I didn't disrespect somebody. I hope it, it wasn't something serious, but it was an honest mistake, I can say, by the guy. And of course, my father not realizing, hey, this guy is just helping me dig up some stuff, and then he finds out, and says, holy, maybe someone was murdered. It could have been a murder scene, for all I know. But due to the fact that it was found, in a place where they used to go and dig, and no, it wasn't graveyards. It just seems to have a connection with this dam. And now that I think of that dam, maybe that was a sign that something was there. Maybe that was a sign that Henry was there and just showing me. All in all, though, I mean, whatever it may be or mean, it's an all in all crazy effing story. And now that I'm older, like I said, and I'm starting to reach out and things are starting to reach out to me, I think I'm stumbling upon something. I'm almost not yet quite there, but almost to getting in touch with the other side. And hopefully one day I can properly use my skills that I have with advocating or communicating with the dead. I don't know, man. Oh, boy. And sometimes I sit back and think about that time in my life, and it's like, wow. You know, I've seen things, like I've said, done things, crazy things, you know. And to have these tales, these stories in life to tell, it's like I've always had it in the back of my mind, and I kept it there. Maybe I can use this one day. And sure and shit, it's connecting the dots and connecting with the dead. So I'm hoping one day to maybe solve something. I do want to go back to that hill, though. I'm hoping to get a little settlement, a little extra cash coming in. I'm going to be getting me a nice camera. Something nice. Hopefully I get something good to catch. Because, like I said, the one thing I'm lacking right now is a good camera. But until that next video, be safe, take care, always believe. Because I'm telling you, these two stories, man, something is connecting, I believe, and damn, I just can't believe this happened twice in my life. And it had to do with the dead. No, people. My journey is getting, with the dead type thing, is getting real active. I'm hoping it brings good to help something in a cause. I'm connecting, communicating, people. Out.